We've got this story this morning. It's incredible. Dramatic accounts overnight from Americans who survived a plane crash in Mexico, and they're giving new insight into why it may have gone down. Cell phone video from inside the Aeroméxico plane shows heavy wind and hail during takeoff Tuesday. It crashed moments later. All 103 people aboard survived.
Aeroméxico Flight 2431 was traveling from Durango State to Mexico City. At least 65 Americans were on board the plane. Manuel Bojorquez is following this amazing story. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. Many of those U.S. citizens are back home this morning, including a mother we heard from who described freeing her daughter from the seat and then dragging her out of the airplane. She told reporters she was holding on to her so tight she was afraid she might break her arm. It was an emotional reunion at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport last night as family and friends welcomed home Dorelia Rivera and her 14-year-old daughter, survivors of Tuesday's terrifying crash.
We didn't think we were going to make it. I honestly have no idea how anyone survived.
Cell phone videos from inside the aircraft show the plane struggling in harsh weather conditions moments before the crash. Time-lapse video shows the storm moving over Durango around the time the plane took off.
As we started going up, the wind started picking up, and then the hail started coming down on us. And the plane couldn't handle it, and it just came down.
The Embraer 190 jetliner began its ascent from the runway, but crashed less than a minute later. As the left wing hit the ground, the plane lost both engines and came to a stop more than 300 yards from the runway. As passengers escaped through the wreckage, many fought through plumes of thick smoke visible from miles away. Some survivors, like Ramin Parsa, wonder why the plane took off at all.
I think it was a mistake by the pilot. He should not have taken off.
That's going to be a key question. Should that airplane have been allowed to take off?
Travel industry analyst Henry Hardevelt says while the crew's actions certainly saved lives, investigators will be analyzing the moments leading up to takeoff.
Pilots have the right, by the way, to say, I don't think it's safe. I'm not taking off until I'm convinced it's as safe as it needs to be.
Aeromexico says so far 64 passengers have been released from the hospital. Mexican investigators say they have recovered both of the airplane's black boxes. The National Transportation Safety Board has sent 2 investigators to Mexico to assist their Ministry of Transportation. Alex?
Manny, thanks. A lot of questions still to be answered.